Hello and welcome to the John Ark Show. Today's episode is called Homepocalypse and the Zero Interest Credit Card. The economy and the real estate market are in a very strange place right now. We'll tell you what's happening, and we'll tell you about a highly innovative new technology that we've developed that will allow the White House to take the U.S. economy back into orbit. It involves the creation of a new zero interest AI-driven credit card that will allow people to borrow money to make both major and minor purchases with no interest payment at all. All they would have to do is pay back the principal. Now, unlike normal interest charging credit cards, this one will be empowered by artificial intelligence to help you slowly convert your interest charging loan payments to non-interest charging payment. Whether you want to buy a house, go to college, purchase a car, or you want to buy next week's groceries, you could, under the right circumstances, borrow the money and do so by avoiding all interest payments. Before we begin, I want to encourage you to subscribe, like, follow, and comment on the show. I also want to tell you about a service called HollywoodIsCalling.com. It allows you to purchase live calls with more than 100 celebrities, and it's a great way to buy yourself or someone else a gift. Purchasing a live 15-second call with your favorite celebrity is $19.95, and a live 30-second call with a television, movie star, or athlete is only $29.95. So treat yourself or treat a loved one to a great gift. It's called HollywoodIsCalling.com. Now let's get started. As you may have heard, mortgage interest rates have dropped to an all-time low. Some banks are now offering between 2.75 and 3.5% interest rate on mortgages in certain scenarios. That's the good news. The other news is that not being able to sell their real estate during much of the recent health concerns has made some sellers even more desperate to sell their homes, and that means they're more than willing to negotiate downward on the prices. Now, if you're buying or selling commercial real estate, then many professionals have said that the entire market is frozen. And that's because nobody knows what that property is really worth anymore. If your tenants have stopped paying their rent, then how do you value that property? If tenants are only making partial payments on their rent this month and their jobs don't come back in the next couple of months, then what do? Do you evict them? And if so, how hard is it going to be to find new tenants? And how do you know they won't stop paying their rent in 6 months if the virus returns? Commercial real estate used to be a fantastic investment, but now people are scared of what will happen over the next 12 months. What if the virus returns again, and landlords once again are prevented from evicting people? What happens to landlords who can't keep making the mortgage payment on their places? Will they lose them? The residential real estate market is also in a very strange place now, as people are more concerned about their job security than ever before. They're not sure if they'll get their jobs back now, and if they do get them back, will they lose their jobs again if the virus returns in 6 months and they get furloughed from their jobs? People selling their homes are scared, and now that's causing them to accept lower prices than they normally would, and that's forcing overall home prices to decline. Home buyers are very aware of how bad things are for sellers, so they're making lowball offers just to take advantage of the opportunity, and that's also exerting a lot of downward pressure on the real estate market. We have an incredibly innovative technology that would ignite the economy like rocket fuel. If we were able to partner with the White House to bring this technology to market in an accelerated time frame, then we believe that our new zero-interest artificial intelligence credit cards could be developed and launched very quickly. That means that if you want to buy a home, a car, an air conditioner, or just about anything, then you'll be able to borrow the money for that purchase and do it at zero interest, and then only pay back the principal. There would be no interest included in the payments ever. Now, you'll still need to be properly qualified to ensure that you could afford to make the newer interest-free debt payments, but that should be much easier than it was before when you had to pay interest. This zero-interest AI credit card would send the economy into orbit. Let me tell you why. Let's say you purchased a $300,000 home with a 3% 30-year mortgage. That means that your monthly payment would be $1,265, and that over 30 years, you would pay a total cost of $455,332. That would include the $155,332 in interest that you have to pay over the next 30 years. Now, let's say that you got one of our zero interest rate 30-year credit cards that allowed you to take out a 30-year mortgage at no interest. That means that your monthly payment would drop to $833, and over the next 30 years, you would only be paying back $300,000, no interest. That means that your monthly mortgage payment would be $432 a month less. And it also means that you would be saving $155,332 over the course of the loan by not paying any interest at all. That's a huge difference. And if it happens, then such a credit card could take the U.S. economy into the stratosphere. Now, the real estate sector comprises about 20% of the economy. But that's not all. If this plan to make zero interest credit card payments available for purchases of almost everything goes into effect, then that means people will dramatically increase their spending. That means that if you need to borrow money to buy groceries, clothes, go on vacation, or anything else, then you won't need to do it with your conventional credit card and pay them 28% interest. You can simply pay zero interest and pocket the difference. That means that consumer spending nationwide would explode. Since consumer spending comprises about 70% of the economy, then that would cause an even more spectacular acceleration in the growth of the economy. The average consumer spends about $288,000 on interest alone throughout their life. If you remove that requirement and allow them to only pay back the balance on their debt and not the interest, then you could do a number of things with all that saved money. Consumers could pay off their homes more quickly. They could buy another rental property. They could put their kids through college more affordably. They could retire more quickly. They could purchase more goods and services. They could raise their standard of living and even purchase better quality health care. It would have such a stunning effect on the economy that this country would experience the greatest prosperity of any country in the history of the world, and it would be amazing. This new zero-interest AI credit card could be implemented in a number of ways. We could design it so that it could only be used for new purchases. We could make it possible to use the card to help people pay off old debts, or we could design it to do both. We've also created and patented another feature and capability which would make such a card even more effective. It's called the Artificial Intelligence Debt Modifier. It will continuously monitor all of your interest-bearing debt and your non-interest-bearing debt and allow the card's app to tell you whenever it was possible for you to use the money you saved on the zero-interest loans and apply it to more rapidly pay down your interest-bearing loans. Think of it as an automated AI-driven accountant that monitors your monthly payment and then reminds you on a regular basis that you've just saved X number of dollars this month by not paying interest, and that you can then apply those savings towards the accelerated payoff of the following interest loan payments that you're still paying off. We believe that this new technology, if brought to market with the assistance of the U.S. government, would make it possible to elevate the poor and the middle class to an unprecedented new level of prosperity. And when you accomplish that, then the entire economy will grow like never before. If you'd like to invest or partner with us on this technology and this project, then you can contact us via email at johnarcshow@gmail.com. Once again, that's JOHNARCSHOW@gmail.com. Good luck and thank you for watching. We'll see you soon.